Have you ever felt like the people around you just don't understand you? Or maybe you've thought, why do they act this way? Are they even listening? The truth is, most of the time, they're not idiots at all. They simply think and communicate differently than you. In Surrounded by Idiots, we discover four powerful personality types: red, yellow, green, and blue, each with its own strengths, weaknesses, and unique way of seeing the world. By learning these simple but eye-opening insights, you'll understand why conflicts happen, how to connect with anyone, and how to make both work and personal relationships smoother and more successful. Stay with me, because this book might completely change the way you look at people, and it could be the key to finally understanding those who once felt impossible to deal with. Chapter 1: The World is Full of Idiots. The opening chapter begins with a common frustration. Why do so many conversations end in misunderstanding? We often feel surrounded by people who just don't get it. But the problem is not a lack of intelligence. It lies in the fact that people simply think, act, and communicate in very different ways. What seems perfectly clear to one person might appear confusing or even offensive to another. This idea is illustrated through the contrast of personalities. Imagine someone who speaks quickly, confidently, and directly. To a calm, reserved person, that behavior may look aggressive. On the other hand, the direct speaker may believe they are being efficient and clear. Neither is wrong. They are just operating from different styles of communication. These invisible differences are the root of countless daily conflicts. To make sense of these differences, the chapter introduces a simple framework. Four distinct behavioral types represented by colors: red, yellow, green, and blue. Each type has its own way of seeing the world, handling problems, and interacting with others. While no one fits neatly into a single box, this system helps us recognize patterns in behavior and communication that explain why people so often clash. The chapter closes with an important message. Once we stop assuming others are idiots and start realizing they are simply different, everything changes. Understanding these differences is the first step toward better relationships, smoother communication, and fewer unnecessary conflicts. Instead of judging others, we can learn to adapt, connect, and even appreciate what each personality brings to the table. Chapter 2: Communication happens on the listener's terms. This chapter begins with a powerful truth. Communication is not about what we say, but about what the other person understands. Many people believe that once they have spoken, their job is done. But in reality, the responsibility lies in making sure the message is received as intended. If the listener interprets it differently, the communication has failed, no matter how clear it seemed to the speaker. The text highlights how people filter messages through their own personality and perspective. A short, to-the-point remark may be appreciated by a direct person, but could feel rude or cold to someone more sensitive. In the same way, an enthusiastic, energetic message may excite one person while overwhelming another. This shows that words never exist in isolation. They are always colored by the mindset of the listener. The chapter also introduces the idea of flexibility in communication. If we want to be truly understood, we must adjust our style to fit the person we are speaking to. That might mean slowing down with someone who needs time to reflect, or adding detail for someone who values precision. Adapting doesn't mean changing who we are. It means respecting how others receive information. The lesson is clear. Successful communication is measured not by how well we speak, but by how well others understand us. When we take the listener's perspective into account, misunderstandings decrease, relationships improve, and even difficult conversations become easier to manage. In short, the key is not speaking more, but speaking in a way that truly connects. Chapter 3. Why do people behave so differently? The chapter opens with a simple but important question. Why do people act in such different ways? Some are fast, decisive, and energetic, while others are calm, cautious, and slow to make decisions. Some enjoy being the center of attention, while others prefer to stay quiet and observe. These contrasts are not signs of weakness or strength. They are natural differences in personality and behavior. Each behavior comes with both strengths and weaknesses. A detail-oriented person may seem slow, but their precision prevents mistakes. Meanwhile, a fast decision maker might appear reckless, but in urgent situations they can act quickly and effectively. What looks like a flaw in one context can actually be a valuable strength in another. This is where the four-color model becomes useful. Red, yellow, green, and blue. Each color represents a unique way of thinking, reacting, and communicating. Understanding these types helps us stop labeling others as difficult or annoying, and instead see them as simply different. The key message of the chapter is that diversity in behavior is not a problem. It's a strength that brings balance to relationships, teamwork, and society as a whole. Chapter 4. The Four Colors. An Introduction. This chapter introduces the heart of the book, the four-color model that explains different patterns of human behavior. Each color represents a distinct personality style. Red stands for dominance, yellow for enthusiasm, green for stability, and blue for analysis. While no one is purely one color, most people have a dominant type that shapes how they think, act, and communicate. The text explains that these colors are not meant to put people into boxes, but to offer a tool for understanding. For example, a red type is decisive and direct, but can come across as pushy. Yellow types are social and optimistic, though sometimes disorganized. Green personalities are calm, supportive, and loyal, but may resist change. Blue individuals value logic and detail, yet can appear overly critical. Each style has strengths and weaknesses, and recognizing them helps us make sense of everyday interactions. The chapter ends by stressing that awareness is the first step to improvement. Once we know which colors dominate our own behavior and those of others, we can adapt how we communicate. Instead of forcing everyone to think and act like us, we can bridge the gaps between styles. This shift in perspective makes it easier to handle conflict, build trust, and create more balanced relationships. Chapter 5. Red Behavior. The Dominant Type. This chapter dives into the first color, red. People with a strong red personality are natural leaders. They are direct, goal-oriented, and quick to make decisions. They prefer action over discussion and often take charge in group settings. Their confidence and determination make them effective in fast-paced or competitive environments. However, reds can also be intimidating. Their blunt way of speaking may come across as harsh or impatient. They dislike wasting time and may interrupt others who think too slowly. While this behavior can be frustrating, it usually comes from their drive to move forward rather than from bad intentions. The key to working with reds is to be clear and concise. They respect confidence and results, not endless explanations. If you want their attention, focus on the bottom line. At the same time, reds themselves must learn to slow down occasionally and recognize the value of patience and collaboration. The lesson here is balance. Reds bring energy, decisiveness, and courage, but they need to be mindful of how their intensity affects others. When they learn to listen as much as they speak, their leadership becomes far more effective. Chapter 6. Yellow Behavior, the Enthusiastic Type. This chapter introduces yellow personalities, the most social and optimistic of the four colors. Yellows are energetic, creative, and love connecting with people. They bring fun and inspiration into any environment, often motivating others with their enthusiasm. They are natural storytellers who thrive in group discussions, brainstorming, and social settings. At the same time, yellows have weaknesses. Their excitement can sometimes lead to disorganization, forgetfulness, or a lack of follow-through. They enjoy starting new projects but may struggle to finish them. Their optimism can also make them overlook potential risks or challenges. Working with yellows requires patience and appreciation for their energy. They respond best to positivity, encouragement, and freedom to express their ideas. Criticism, especially if delivered harshly, can easily discourage them. To get the best out of yellows, it's important to let them feel heard and valued while gently keeping them on track. For yellows themselves, the challenge is learning discipline and focus. By managing their time and staying committed to their goals, they can balance their creativity with responsibility. This way, their enthusiasm becomes a powerful tool instead of a distraction. The chapter closes with a reminder. Yellows add joy, energy, and vision to the world. Their ability to connect with others is a gift, but to use it wisely, they must combine their optimism with structure and reliability. Chapter 7. Green Behavior, the Supportive Type. Green personalities are calm, loyal, and reliable. They value stability, harmony, and strong relationships. Greens are excellent listeners and are often seen as the glue that holds teams together. Their patience and empathy make them trustworthy friends and colleagues. However, their desire for peace can make them resistant to change or conflict. They may avoid difficult decisions or confrontations, which can slow down progress. The key to working with greens is patience and reassurance. Encouraging them gently to adapt while appreciating their loyalty helps them contribute effectively without feeling pressured. Chapter 8. Blue Behavior, the Analytical Type. Blue personalities are logical, detail-oriented, and precise. They love facts, structure, and careful planning. Blues excel in roles that require accuracy, critical thinking, and problem-solving. Their analytical skills make them reliable and methodical. At the same time, blues can be overly critical or perfectionistic. They may struggle with decisions when data is incomplete, and their focus on details can frustrate faster-paced personalities. To work well with blues, communicate clearly and provide all necessary information. Respecting their need for accuracy and structure allows them to contribute their best while minimizing frustration for both sides. Chapter 9. How to Recognize Each Color. This chapter focuses on identifying the four personality types in real life. Reds are decisive and direct, often taking the lead. Yellows are energetic, social, and love-inspiring others. Greens are calm, supportive, and value harmony, while blues are detail-oriented, logical, and structured. Observing behaviors, communication style, and reactions to stress helps in recognizing these types. Understanding these differences allows us to interpret actions more accurately. Instead of labeling someone as difficult, we see why they behave the way they do. This recognition helps improve communication, avoid misunderstandings, and foster more effective teamwork and relationships. Chapter 10. Adapting to others. This chapter emphasizes flexibility in communication. The key to successful interaction is adjusting your approach based on the personality of the person you are dealing with. Reds need clear, concise information. Yellows respond to enthusiasm and positivity. Greens require patience and reassurance, and blues need accuracy and details. Adapting does not mean changing who you are. It means connecting in a way that others can understand and appreciate. By adjusting our communication style, we can reduce conflict, build trust, and create smoother relationships. Awareness of different personalities transforms both personal and professional interactions. Chapter 11. Dealing with conflict. This chapter explores how different personalities handle conflict. Reds confront problems directly and want fast solutions. Yellows may avoid serious confrontation, but use charm and persuasion to influence outcomes. Greens prefer to keep peace and avoid conflict, sometimes at their own expense, while blues analyze the situation carefully before responding. Understanding these patterns helps manage disagreements effectively. By recognizing how each type reacts, we can approach conflicts in a way that respects their style. This reduces tension and increases the chance of finding solutions that satisfy everyone involved. Chapter 12. Communicating for success. This chapter focuses on tailoring communication to achieve the best results. It emphasizes that the way we speak should match the listener's personality. Clear, concise messages work for reds. Enthusiasm and positivity appeal to yellows. Patience and reassurance are key for greens, and structured, detailed explanations are essential for blues. The chapter concludes that effective communication is not just about expressing ideas, but ensuring they are understood. Adapting to different personalities strengthens relationships, improves teamwork, and minimizes misunderstandings, creating a more harmonious environment. Chapter 13. Reading people. Quickly, this chapter explains techniques to quickly identify someone's personality type. Observing their behavior, tone of voice, body language, and reactions under stress provides clues about whether they are red, yellow, green, or blue. Being able to read people helps anticipate how they will respond in conversations or decisions. Recognizing these patterns allows for smoother interactions. By understanding their natural tendencies, we can adjust our approach, communicate more effectively, and reduce misunderstandings before they escalate into conflicts. Chapter 14. Adjusting your style. This chapter emphasizes the importance of flexibility in communication. To get the best results, we must adapt our style to match the other person's personality. Reds respond best to direct, concise information. Yellows thrive on enthusiasm and encouragement. Greens need patience and reassurance, and blues require clear, structured, and detailed explanations. Adapting does not mean changing who you are. It means presenting your message in a way that others can understand and appreciate. This awareness strengthens relationships, improves teamwork, and helps navigate both personal and professional interactions successfully. Chapter 15. Handling stress and pressure. This chapter explores how different personalities react to stress. Reds often become more aggressive and demanding, pushing for quick results. Yellows may become scattered and overly optimistic, trying to maintain a positive atmosphere. Greens often withdraw or try to avoid conflict entirely, while blues focus excessively on details and can become overly critical. Understanding these patterns helps manage stressful situations more effectively. By recognizing how each type responds, we can adjust our approach, providing reds with control, supporting greens, encouraging yellows, and giving blues clear structure so everyone can function more calmly and productively. Chapter 16. Motivating each type. This chapter focuses on what drives each personality type. Reds are motivated by challenges and achievements. Yellows by social interaction and recognition. Greens by stability and support. And blues by accuracy and logical reasoning. Knowing these motivations allows for more effective leadership, teamwork, and personal influence. Tailoring incentives and feedback to match these drivers improves engagement and cooperation. Instead of using a one-size-fits-all approach, understanding what each type values most helps create an environment where everyone performs at their best and feels appreciated. Chapter 17. Building effective teams. This chapter explains how to create balanced teams by understanding personality types. Reds often take leadership roles and drive the team toward results. Yellows bring energy and creativity, inspiring others and generating new ideas. Greens provide stability, support, and harmony, ensuring the team works well together. Blues contribute with detailed analysis, planning, and critical thinking, preventing mistakes and improving quality. For example, in a project, a red might push for quick decisions, a yellow could brainstorm exciting options, a green ensures everyone feels included, and a blue checks all details for accuracy. Understanding these roles helps managers assign tasks that match each person's strengths, reduce conflicts, and build a cohesive, productive team. Chapter 18. Using the knowledge daily. This chapter focuses on applying the four-color system in everyday life. By recognizing personality types, we can adjust communication, reduce misunderstandings, and strengthen relationships at work, home, and socially. For instance, when giving feedback, a red prefers direct and brief instructions, a yellow appreciates encouragement, a green needs reassurance, and a blue values detailed explanations. Practical examples include planning family activities, handling customer interactions, or managing colleagues. Adapting to different personalities daily creates smoother communication, less conflict, and better results. Awareness of the four types allows us to anticipate reactions, connect effectively, and make interactions more positive and productive. At the end of the journey with Surrounded by Idiots, we realize that differences between people are not obstacles, but opportunities for learning and growth. Each person has a unique personality type, red, yellow, green, or blue, each with its strengths, weaknesses, and ways of thinking and communicating. Truly understanding these types opens the door to effective communication, reduces misunderstandings, and helps us handle stress and conflicts more intelligently. Most importantly, adapting to others does not mean losing our identity. It means presenting our ideas and feelings in ways that others can understand. By applying these strategies in daily life, we can build stronger relationships, motivate those around us, and achieve better results both at work and in personal life. The core message is clear. Understanding and connecting with others, even when they are very different from us, is the key to success and happiness.